Yo, what's going on out there? Black Compass Media back live with another one. Shout out to the people that's out there that's gonna hear this from all places and all that. Cola, what up? Wait a minute, it's Cola. All right. So shout out to Cola. I can't hear him
I'm
because
here.
he's here.
I'm here. You went out, Tone. You had
Oh,
went out. My bad. You
oh
went out.
yeah.
I ain't like a
I,
whole segment cut out of what you were saying, big
yeah,
bro.
yeah. Well, I mean, I just introduced you, so
Oh,
that.
salute, man.
Yeah,
Salute
man.
everybody. My bad, because it show went out, Tone. I heard you talking, and it just
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
then
yeah,
you
yeah.
like, hey, Cola, you there?
Right.
Like, oh.
It's okay that we started because we're gonna talk about all type of from technical difficulties to improvement to production, things of that nature. This is somebody I've been wanting to actually talk to for a while, and I know as fans, maybe it catches people off guard that we interviewing them, but it's like, bro, it's a lot of questions I have about production, and I think that this guy puts in a lot of work. He shoots all of the content that y'all watch. I don't care. I'm gonna say it now, JB, before they get crazy. I see him trying to get crazy in the chat. Yeah, yeah, we gonna get that out the way now. He shoot all that stuff y'all paying for, all these battles, all of these angles that y'all like. He's the man responsible for that. So without further ado, JB, what up, bro?
Yo, happy to be here. Thank you for having me on, y'all.
Hey man,
What's
it's
good, JB?
definitely good to have you here. Before anything, man, how's everything going for you? You know what I mean? Before we get into it, man, how's life?
Things are good, man. Things are good. I'm not gonna lie. Since the caffeine collaboration, I don't sleep. I don't sleep much anymore. But it's a positive kind of not sleeping. You know what I mean? It's a labor of love.
Right, right. So it's good. It's a lot of progress going on. I mean, I can hear it. Like, so now it's a lot of work. It's a transition and things of that nature. I want to I want to get into that for sure. But before everything though, I think it's good to give the people a refresher of kind of how you got to this point. I mean, we all enjoy the content from URL, and in terms of the shooting, I feel like it's gotten considerably better. I feel like even with the launch of Black Market Media is really changed the way a lot of the shooting happens, right, from the band series. But for the people that don't know, what I mean, just a slight intro of you, and then kind of how you got to this point, and your start in cinematography.
All right. So probably the best title for me is I'm the director of content for
Ooh,
URL.
ooh,
So
director of
that's
content. Okay.
yeah. So that's I kind of not that Smack Beasley Chico aren't the bosses of the whole thing, but I am part of URL 100% of the time, and I kind of oversee the creation. On some level, I have a hand in every single thing visual that goes out from the URL brand.
Mm.
Mm,
Okay. All right. Let me correct. What is that? What did he say? What did he say,
that was
Cola? What did he
crazy.
say? He sat me down smoothly, didn't he? He said,
I pretty much got a
yeah.
hand in everything.
Right,
Yeah.
I'm hand like I just he sat me down because at first because now I feel like I feel like a jerk now because it's like nah, I ain't a
No.
cameraman, like you know what I mean. It's one of them type of things like
Oh.
so, but no, so it's you're the director of the content, like in terms of what in terms of putting it out, producing it, that type of stuff, or
Yeah, I've been around with URL for quite a while, but ever since the invention of the app, my background is in film and television. I did a lot of documentary style television stuff. I worked on a number of ESPN 30 for 30s and
what?
stuff like that.
What? Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
that's how
yeah,
you
yeah.
started off the interview. Don't hide the what?
That's
Okay,
crazy.
let's. We gotta get
Okay.
into this. First of all, before we get to the 30 for 30, so we went to school for what? Like, so you actually
Uh,
studied this
oh,
craft.
for school, I went to school for audio engineering.
Okay, okay. So then it starts off as what? Like, how do we get to 30 for 30? Like, how do we get to ESPN? That's interesting. Like, was it, a couple gigs before that? Like, how did you kind of get your start shooting in general? Wait a minute. I can't hear him if he's talking. JB, you there?
Probably got a call.
Probably. All right, shout out to JB. JB just, yo, that was
Yeah,
crazy.
y'all heard that 30
Yeah,
for
I
30.
heard that.
Stop
Yeah, that part.
playing.
They
Y'all in that
immediately
chat playing. Stop playing.
Yeah, they immediate respect on his name. Now we're gonna try to get JB back and everything like that. That was different, you know. So, but shout out to the people that's here.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, man. I don't know what to
was
do with
crazy.
that. Yeah, we're gonna ask about that. So shout out to people that's here. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna try to get JB back, man. Just bear with us and everything. Yes, there will be a whole a show and all of that and everything. The whole clicking team is pulling up. It's a lot of things to talk about.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I think did I disconnect?
You did for a while now.
Damn.
We was just I
was just
it was a
holding y'all
pause
in
for reaction
suspense.
anyway because we still tripping about 30 for 30, but I want to know
Oh, okay, go ahead.
how do we, I mean, so before even that gig, I mean, how did you get your start in shooting and editing and stuff like that? Because there's a lot of content creators who follow the culture and are into visual arts and things of that nature. So I think it'd be good to hear that from you, how you actually got your start.
So my background is in audio production. That's what I started in. So in my previous life, I did record, like I produced and engineered records. So I had a close relationship with Atlantic. Hello?
Mm.
Okay. I had a closer relationship with Atlantic, so I did work with T.I. at the time, and Paul Wall was over there.
Wow.
And so I did some mixing and stuff for them back in the day.
Okay.
And then the bottom kind of fell out of the record industry. I don't know if y'all noticed.
What you mean? What do you mean? Wait, what? So what do you mean the bottom fell out of?
I mean, I don't know if you noticed, but like music is free now. So those budgets started shrinking over time. So I looked at my crystal ball and said, maybe this isn't sustainable. So I got really involved in, or I started getting really interested in expanding my skill set and doing what I knew how to do in audio engineering, but doing it connected to film and video. And then that's how I learned to do sound, but on a film set instead of in a studio.
Curious to know what song we were mixing with Paul Wall in the studio. Like, I want to, like, is this something that we heard on the radio? Like, what's up? What joints you been a part of?
No, I don't know, bro. I mean, if you're an active audio engineer, like you pretty much working every day. If I had to go back and track down those songs, it would take me a minute. To know which ones.
But so in your head, it's like it's just work. It's not even, you're not processing on yo, I'm mixing sitting sideways, like you know what I'm saying? Like it might have crossed through the table, but it's like, nah, I'm not even looking at it like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and honestly, like it sounds like a brag, but like there's a lot of like anybody who's a real like audio engineer or producer will tell you the more you work in like the major label system, the more often you do a whole bunch of work. And then somebody hands it off and goes, "Yeah, that sounds good," and then they put their name on it. So like, there are things I can't even contractually say that I worked on. But I mean, all those people from that world can tell. Like they remember me. You know, I'm the giant white dude.
Definitely, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
like I'm somewhat memorable. So, but yeah, no, it was a good time, and it was a rewarding time. But yeah, it's that type of world isn't super sustainable. It's just not, you know what I mean? Like there's a whole lot of people in the music industry who would definitely, have to cultivate how much money they make more so than actually show you how much money they make, because there's just not a lot of cash in it these days.
Wow, interesting. Oh man, Cola, that's crazy, right? Like
that's
start off
very, very
mixing,
crazy, bro. Just like mixing.
It's funny. No, nobody ever asked me about this. Yeah.
No, I know, because I think it's directly related to now. Now I better understand the role, and I'm gonna be honest here. You talking about you mixing stuff of artists that we know. You know what I'm saying? You ain't come up here and just say my cousin them, I was mixing something for him. He cut a country album, I mixed it up. Like we talk about signed artists and 30 for 30s. Like that's different.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's different. So what 30 for 30 were you on? Oh, we bragging today. We not this humble shit, JB, because we done been places, man. I done seen you multiple times and all that.
Yeah.
We not doing this humble thing. Like I need to know about this stuff, man. What's up?
No, I know. I'm not gonna lie. Like Beasley gives me hell all the like. Why don't you tell people like about yourself truly? And I'm like, it's still not that big of a deal.
Come on, bro.
No, I worked on the Bo Jackson 30 for 30.
Talk, JV.
What? That would be in my bio. Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding. No, I mean, like,
son.
I'm Kansas City based, so that's like I've actually done a number of projects with Bo Jackson over the years. Like I've probably done four pieces with him over the years.
I've done a number of projects with Bo Jackson. Yo, JB, who you talking to, man? Who you like? So what's up, man?
Talking crazy.
Okay, so you're a part of the Bo Jackson that 30 for 30 is crazy. That's why it's like that. So the role that you had on that was that also audio and visual, or what was your
I was one of a couple of different audio engineers that were conducting the interviews for that. So yeah.
Wow. That's different. So
that's crazy.
So okay. So now that we got that out the way, and immediately it's a different. You know what? I like the context now. As far as your involvement in the culture and the things that you shot, so you mentioned, being in the studio, Paul Wall, and everything like that, and mixing hip hop tracks, and then jumping to the 30 for 30, Bo Jackson, and then now with the hip hop thing, were you always a part of like more of the black culture, or like, I mean, what's your outlook on that too? Like, is that something that you felt like, all right, I'm into this as a culture as well, or?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know quite how to answer that question, but I mean, yeah, it's like coming up the way I did. I've always been comfortable around people that didn't look exactly like me. That's just how I was raised to be. Like I was raised to be more curious than not. You know what I mean? That's why I am exactly how I am. I don't really like try to sound like anybody, right? Like I'm not doing an imitation, or I'm not trying to fit in. I just do fit in because I'm gonna be me around whoever. And if you've met me, I think you know that.
Right. No, I think it's good for people to know too as well. I think so now you do these other things beforehand. You gain these certain qualifications. I'm sure the people you work with was a little, maybe being around a TV set is a little bit more professional, demanding, and then you move on into doing this stuff. So how, like, I need to hear the, like, so Beasley called my phone. Like, I need to, how the MCs start off. You've seen enough of these. I need to know where does the Beasley phone call happen? Did they notice your work at first and kind of go after you with that?
Well, my entry point was from the era of the War Report. I don't know how many people still remember.
Yeah, we remember that. They remember that.
Report.
Yeah.
So
if you're in the culture, you remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So essentially, what it was this: I was in love with battle rap, but I was kind of watching it happen, and I said, how can I contribute to this? Like, how can I not for my own benefit, but actually for the benefit of battle rap, right? Because at the time I was not thinking about the idea of being able to like have it be my job or make $1 off it. That was never the idea. Like, I was just literally thinking, like, what could I do? Because I think at the time what you saw was a bunch of people who made really good content, but it didn't have any kind of professional sheen to it, right? There was a lot of cell phone blogging, a lot of like, shooting it in your room or in your car or whatever. And shouts out to anybody who wants to contribute and does it that way because they know how to. But when I was looking at that, I was like, let me see if I can make something that looks a little special.
Right.
Not because I want the attention on me, but because I want to see if I can light a fire under people to have them go, shit, like, you know, a blog or a whatever could look like that or sound like that or whatever. So I created a show called the Battlecast, which was kind of
Let's
like,
talk about it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, and initially it just started off kind of like, I actually didn't even want to host it. I was trying to find a guy to host it for a long time. I just wanted to make it look good. And so I'm a Kansas City guy, and I just couldn't find anybody at the time in Kansas City who wanted to do it and could, you know, show up regularly and get it done. So I was like, oh hell, okay. So I started hosting the thing, and the first episode I made, I think I put it up just on my own YouTube channel with 0 followers, and Norbs called me within like an hour or like a couple of hours. he messaged me and he was like, yo, what is this? What are you doing? Like, blah, 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 blah. And he was messaging. That's what it was. He was messaging me. He was in the Dominican Republic. Somehow.
Yo, Norbs would be on location messaging. Like, Norbs is like so random. Right? I'm in the Dominican Republic. Like, shout out to Norbs. Shout out to Norbs at all podcasts, man. That's what. Yeah,
absolutely. Shout out to the big bro. So yeah, he hit me up, and then he was like, "All right, I like your shit. I'm gonna have my guy P hit you." And I was like, "All right, who the hell is P?" I didn't know who P was at the time. Little did I know, like that would become the guy I talked to as often as my girlfriend. Like, this man, I talk to every day of my life now. But at the time, I'm like, who the hell is P? Why do I have to talk to him? Like, what is this?
Yeah.
So he hit me within about 24 hours, and he was like, yeah, so you know how P talks. Like, he's ready to set all these like parameters around this thing. It's like he was ready to convince me to join the War Report, not knowing that I was definitely already in. Yeah. But I just let him do his pitch. He was like, all right, so I see you've got 7 followers. So that's pretty good.
Yo, like, you feel me? Like, he's cold, like, Pete Cold, man. Yeah. Go ahead though.
Yeah. No, that's just how he came. But he sounded so serious. He was like, "Yes, I see you got 7 followers. Uh-huh. Oh, look, okay, you got 8 since we've been talking. That's good. You know. So I'm just gonna let you know. So I'm just gonna, you know, if you wanted to come join up with us." And I'm sitting there going, yeah, I'm in. But he's in his sales pitch mode, so he needs to get it all done.
He has to get it done.
Yeah. And he says, you know, we've got about 40,000 followers or whatever it was at the time. And I was like, yeah. I'm in. You've convinced me or whatever. Like, I'm in. Let's do this.
Right.
And then so for about a year, I was making a show for the War Report, like just basically a version of that Battlecast show. And because of being connected with the War Report was so close to URL. You know, P was, you know, kind of at the top of the War Report with Norbs and Ike, and all 3 of them are URL too. Right. So as soon as they kind of had me, you know, P is the kind of person who, if the personality fits and if the work ethic fits, he's going to try to find a space for you. And he's going to ask you to do stuff you never really thought you could pull off. You know, he's going to be like, hey, just real quick, like, by like 1:00 today, do you think you could make a 3-hour documentary about Smack? Like, go. You know, like, whatever occurs to him, he's just going to ask you to do it. So, and you know, he's a military guy, so he's just like, yeah, I don't know how to do it. Just make it happen. So he just throws you in the deep, and I, you know, I don't know if every time I succeeded, I put in the work enough that he started saying, all right, we've got to do something with you. And then the initial thing was I moved the idea of the Battlecast over to the URL YouTube channel. And I started doing what we were calling Battlecast Radio. And I did maybe 5 or 6 episodes. I did like New Jersey Twerk's first like major, like real, like interview. I did Mike P kind of right when he first came out. I did Av and Ill Will. There were some really fun interviews that I did on that show.
Yeah.
And then that was kind of how my relationship to, Beasley and Chico and Smack really started, where it was like if they were signing off on me doing something actually on the channel, they were paying very close attention at that point. So
right.
Yeah.
Right. So then, but I mean, when you're doing the channel, and I want to let Cola get in too. But I mean, how did you fit? Like, I read some of the comments in there because I went back and I was like, okay, let me.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about the react, because that was people don't understand this media thing that y'all like to do. Let me go get a camera and talk about battle rap. It was not like that back in them eras, bro. It was hurtful. Like, you had to go up there and you had whatever you had. It was like, yo, bro, you just gotta wait and get the punches. Y'all, people troll, but it ain't like how it was. But go ahead though.
It was. You want to talk about the troll? Yeah, I'm a redheaded white kid with freckles.
Yeah.
If you meet me in public, I'm like 6'7", like 250. But if you see me on your computer screen, I look like Sharon's little brother or something. Like, I don't look like. So people came at me like, who is this white kid on my URL channel? I was the whitest kid there ever.
McWhitey, like they just was.
They were going. And I understood. I was like, I apologize. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what am I wasn't really one at the time. I'm probably more now, like, apt to like argue with you. But at the time, I was just like, I'm just really happy to be here. Thanks for watching. Like,
that show could happen now. Back then, the culture was not mature enough for what you were. I think you had like a music bed in the background.
Yeah,
you had like a nice camera, like a black and white type of thing. And you were getting fucking trashed in the comments.
Oh, bro.
Because that was the era. That was pocket tap, like, believability era. So they was just they were killing you. But I don't know.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. But the thing was, no one ever, like, it was only online. Like, no one ever said anything negative when I was at an event. Like, people were like, that's what honestly made it possible for me to keep doing it, is that when I went to an event and was filming behind the scenes footage or whatever other little thing URL was asking me to do at the time, like, people would stop me and they didn't remember my name. They would just be like, yo, Battlecast, what up? Like, I love the show, bro. Like, blah, blah, blah. So that stuff would make me be able to go. But bro, they were hitting me hard back in the day. Like, that was not a kind time.
Yeah. Hey, Cola, jump in, man.
What's up? JB, this is what I want to ask you though. Before all the URL, before the 30 and 30s and all that.
Oh, okay.
Was your passion always audio video, like, to get into this type of industry, or did you like stumble into this and it just start paying off as one of them hobbies that start growing on you? Like,
yeah, no, I mean, it was always a passion. Like, that's definitely for sure. Like, it was always like making something that looks really good. It always mattered to me.
Yeah, so
whether that was like the most local of local, like, bands or rappers or whatever wanting to make their record, or somebody's music video that has $45 and needs to make, like, it always mattered to me. So like that was the whole thing. I'm a real believer in whatever you're doing, like, it has to be quality, or else what the fuck is the point?
I think it's dope for you to be like this, to be your passion. Some of the things you done did, like the 30-30s and the mixes, is for that to come across your table. I know that's like dope in your mind when you look back on it. Like, damn, I actually did do that. Like, to be like, it's like a nigga going to the NBA, but hoop all his life and never make it. You like, that's like, damn, like, oh my God. But a nigga to do something and then it start like paying off, I think that's dope. That's fire.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, and it's there's not a day that doesn't go by where there's not a day that goes by where I'm not. There isn't a moment where I go, whoa, I'm really doing this. Like, this is actually happening right now. Like, I'm like me and P, like for real have conversations, like, I don't know, about once a month. We're doing something, like we're talking to Caffeine on a Zoom call, or we're doing something, and Smack is right there, and or we're sitting in a hotel room trying to strategize the next 6 months of URL, and me and him just kind of get a glance, at each other, like, this is really, like, we used to just watch this stuff on our phones, or watch this stuff on our laptops, like, and now we are right here. Like, there's Smack's beard right there, and there's Smack attached to Smack's beard right there. Like, this is actually happening. So there, yeah, I'm very grateful, like ridiculously grateful to be anywhere near this.
Yeah. And I mean, I think now, because you talked about before the professional veneer, because I was one of those people that was like, I feel like the culture is special and it takes talent to do what people do up there, and the fans of it are great fans. Some of the best fans, some of the most aggressive fans you'll ever meet. So it needed a professional veneer. So when you joined and now you start to get into shooting the content, what was the, were you given autonomy initially to say, I think it should be set this way? Did your expertise come into play? How was that transition?
Yeah, of course. I mean, the transition essentially happened like this. Again, P is very much connected to it. This is the era of when Born Legacy was really coming up, and that was definitely the brainchild of him.
Wait a minute. It was a. Did we lose? We might have lost JB just now. Cole, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm locked in, man. This boy dropping jewels,
he's
man.
dropping gems right now.
Tuned in.
Yeah, but I think he might have got a call. Shout out to the people that's listening right now.
That's crazy.
There will be a whole Click and Team show after this. People that's gonna hear this on the iTunes and the Google Play and the SoundCloud, and what else we on? We on iHeartRadio, Spotify. I mean, everything. Make sure you subscribe to us on all of that stuff. So, you know what I mean? But we're gonna have a whole show after this too. That's a fact. Just waiting for JB to get back over, and then we gonna talk. You know what I mean? And I see some of y'all with the questions too, man, and we'll let some people up too in a minute. But
Tone, that's JB crazy though, big bro.
Yeah, I'm about to get. Yeah, that's a fact. JB, what up?
Are y'all here? Y'all hear me?
Yeah, we
right now. I hear you right now.
My apologies. I don't know what that was.
It is all good.
I was talking, and then I was like, nobody's responding.
Nah,
like,
I
think I'm by myself.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but we talked about the autonomy and that transition, and were you given the real reins to, like, all right, yo, you go with it, like, we trust your vision, like.
No.
Okay.
Let's
talk about it. Yeah.
Like, I mean, and I shouldn't have yet. Like, I had yet to truly prove myself that I could actually direct an event. You know what I mean? So I was doing a lot of editing for them at the time, and they knew that I had a lot of background in lighting. Like, if you watch Battlecast or whatever, it was kind of the first thing in the media section that had a lot of, like, where the lighting was a big important part of it. And so they were doing the Born Legacy series, and they did Born Legacy 4, which I think that was the one with, like, Twerk and Glue Easy, right?
Yeah.
That was Born Legacy 4.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a
card,
great,
by the way.
that's a great card, and some great battles on that card. You look at it, like, it doesn't quite look like you might want those battles to look, right? Like, and it's because the lighting was off. And so P just kind of asked, like, if I would jump in, because at that time I was coming to the URL events anyway. Like, I was in there shooting behind the scenes footage, and like, a lot of this stuff, like, to this day, like, a lot of the things you'll see as, like, behind the scenes footage or funny angles where you're like, I didn't even see that in the battle. That was me just running around with my camera getting shots just for trailers and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, I understand. Because so you touched on two subtleties that I feel like, as a fan of this shit, and this probably is going to resonate with, like, real hardcore fans of this shit. there was a time where it was way dark. Every battle was mad dark. It was a couple events where I'm like, yo, the light, where is the light in this? Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So I think at that time, that was when it was kind of a stage, maybe a place for about 500 people. And that was an issue at the time. So like the little, it's those small things that really change the product a lot.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, go ahead.
So the first thing I came in that they asked me to come in on was Born Legacy 5. So that's like Twerk versus Clean Paper, O-Red versus Av, Saga versus Tink the Demon, like that event. That's the first one where I came in. And if you see that, you'll see the difference in me being the lighting director. So I brought that in, and I brought a camera slider in. So there's a lot of techniques that I brought into the production. It's in the same exact space that Born Legacy 4 was in. But if you see it, it's pretty elevated. And shout out to all the guys who worked on it. It's the same camera crew, but I just kind of helped everybody elevate what they were already doing.
Okay,
that's
dope.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but that stuff, it really does. I think it makes a difference in the content. I mean, Cola, what do you think, bro? Like,
I think that's fire. I think that's fire, and I think it's even fire that you can see the steps of them evolving every time to try to make it and get the best picture for the fans, man. It showed that as much as we complain, they doing everything they can every time to keep evolving the culture in this whole. You know what I'm saying? Something we love. We all love. You feel me? Like, that's dope.
And I have to ask this, because you've been to a lot of venues. I want to get to venues. I want to get to timings, starting the production of it all. When you start to jump into the production lane of it, as a fan of this culture, one thing I have across the board, not just URL, man, sometimes, man, late start times to audio, mic things, like I need to understand from your point of view, because I seen you in there a couple times sweating. I'm like sweating in there, just like, yo, what the hell? The mic is going crazy, lighting is different. I need to know the subtleties and the challenges of shooting this content from your point of view. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean it's no secret probably that it's a challenge to do battle rap on a large scale. So shout out to Avocado. Like when we do the really big events, it's kind of him and I working arm in arm. Him in charge of the visual side, me in charge of the audio side. If we're running a medium-sized event, it's usually either me directing or him directing, and either him being in charge of audio or me being in charge of audio, as well as doing the direction. So that's kind of the way it breaks down these days. The challenges are insane. Like, whether you're talking about just getting a venue ready, I mean, it's what we do. There is nothing in production that's anything like in live production that's anything like a battle rap event.
What do you
like
what do you
yeah? What do you mean? Yeah, pause. Like,
so if you go into a venue that's like, let's say it's a Live Nation venue, right? And they have a staff that does concerts every day of the week with a band or a rapper and a DJ or whatever they got going, right? And that is one kind of thing, and they do that every single day, right? We walk in and they're like, yeah, we know what we're doing. And I have to have about a week's worth of conversation with these people. Really. Like, I know you know what you're doing over there, but what we're doing with these lavalier microphones that are made for movies and commercials, like, they're not made for live performance. Like that, the microphones that are connected to their clothes are not for sending it through a PA system, and it's really, really hard to get enough volume out of that kind of setup through a standard PA system. So that's why sometimes it's we're in a situation where people are going, yeah, turn it up. And what you don't realize is that it is exactly as loud as it can be before it feeds back. Like, that's how loud it is.
Wow.
Which So it's not like nobody thought to turn it up. You know what I mean? Like, but now just imagine that myself and another professional are out here doing this thing, and there's 2,000 people who don't know shit about it.
Nothing.
Who are all
That's why it's good you explaining it, because I swear these people swear they know. Why the audio just ain't fixed like that? Like they swear they know what they talking about. Like this ain't a process, bro.
Yeah. So wait. So you get to the venues, right? And I don't need you to throw certain venues under the bus. I'm not gonna do that.
No.
But you get to the venue sometimes, and shit not right. Like it don't got the proper plumbing, right? Like is that let's talk about that. It's already fucked up. Let's talk about that.
Oh, that's more often the case than not. Like most venues are like barely even music venues. They're just like a big club with some big speakers, and that's what they got. You know, like there's many places that I'll walk in and I'm like, oh yeah, so where's your sound engineer? And they're like, oh, he's over there, and he's like the guy filling up the ice at the bar.
and that's the guy you got to work with all night, right? That's the guy, right.
And he doesn't know anything. Somebody built this PA system 3 years ago, and he's just the guy who knows where the on switch is, and that's it. Like he's just like, oh yeah, the DJ plugs in over there. I'm like, okay. Like there's so much. There's so much to do.
Hey, yeah, and that gotta look crazy because in the battles you will see Smack 2 hours. What's up with the audio? Like as if like you know what I'm saying? Like he blaming y'all to a extent, but it's really like nothing you can really do. Like
it's what it is a lot of times. I mean, most of the time, the secret of that is that's a thing that Smack and I have worked out so that the crowd will quiet down. Because if you tell the crowd to just quiet down, they'll like be like, yeah, we should quiet down. They'll start having conversations about being quiet. It's crazy. And it's like, okay, that's the same volume as when you were just trying to pick that girl up.
Like loudly telling each other to be quiet. All right, guys, let's stop talking, guys. Like, But
if we're at a venue and Smack goes, yo, turn my guy. It sounds like me and him or him, like that we're having that we're standing up like that we're standing up for the crowd.
I'm gonna keep
when
it
really they're just like they're just that's just how we draw their attention to the fact that it you know what I mean? That's how we because at a certain point
I see.
So it has a lot less to do with or let me get a mic check on blah blah blah. Like we did mic checks 6 hours ago. Like it's just so the guy, because he has a handheld mic that's going to be really loud. So it's just so he has something to say, so everybody starts paying attention again and stops debating whether or not Glue Easy won the last round. Like they'll stop talking because the next round has to start.
Right.
He'll say, "Let me get a mic check on blah blah blah," which really just means shut the fuck up and watch this guy rap now.
I see what's going, and that works because as the night goes on, motherfucker, you get to that like second blunt and like third shot of Henny. It's like, cut the mic on, everybody be quiet. Like you need
a fact.
Them little visual cues. Bro, it helps, Yeah.
Bro, the loudest people in the venue are the people telling everybody else to be quiet. I swear to God. People will have like a 3-minute conversation at the top of their lungs about how everybody around them needs to be quiet, not realizing they're the loudest person in that whole section of the crowd.
So I want to get people, because there's a lot of people actually listening right now and things like that, because it is an interesting topic. But I want to get people on, but I do want to ask, because I was given this question from my man Boomer. Shout out to Boomer in Detroit.
Salute Boom, man.
Yeah, that's a fact. Shout out to Boom. He said that now with all these things, I think you provided some context, but the start times, right? The start times, the in between times, and things like that. I mean, is that a production thing, or what would you attribute to that? Is that artistry? Is that
I mean, I'm not. I'll say it like this. At the end of the day, it falls on our shoulders because we're the brand. You know what I mean? I will say this. I'm not late. Like I'm there I'm in that venue. Tony, you know me walk in.
I already know.
You see me walk in at 9:30 in the morning. Like I've been by the time we start the pre-roll for the none of that stuff happens late, right? So yeah, none of that's happening late. We're not going late with the pre-roll. We're not going late with the sound check. We're not doing any of that stuff late. What happens is it's no one person's fault, but there is, and we're actively trying to change that. There is a culture of, I don't want to be the lame guy who shows up really early for my battle.
Yeah, that's black culture. Yeah, that's black culture. Neck scratch. I'm scratching my neck as I admit that. Yeah, that's how we are. You get there early, you kind of like, what are you working?
Yeah, you lame.
Even if you do work there, you still lame. In our even if that's actually your job to be there on time, if you on time, you look crazy. I don't know why we did it like that, but go ahead, JB. Yeah, I don't know why we made it that way, but it is that way. But go ahead.
And I'm not even saying all of that so much, but it is within battle rap culture and definitely within battle rapper culture.
Right.
That just kind of like built up within the family of like, you have guys who are kind of legends who want to get there, who want to literally walk in and walk right up on the stage and start rapping
immediately.
Right.
Right.
And maybe if you have a certain level of clout, that's even kind of cool, and I sort of respect that. But what happens is the newer guys, they come up through our system and they'll be prompt. You know what I mean? Like they'll be there. They'll be maybe at their PG on time. Then they'll be at their Survivor Series battle on time. Then they'll be at their Born Legacy on time. And then you put them on a big stage, and all of a sudden you're like, where the fuck is this guy? Like, what happened? And it's because he doesn't want to not be cool, right? Like he doesn't, you just graduated to college and everybody shows up 2 hours late to their college courses. You're not going to be the first guy ever to be on time to your college course. And it's the same thing. You don't want to be these guys just don't want to be the first battle rapper ever to be there 2 hours ahead of time, just like,
well, that wait time could be like Cola, like you've been in the joints, right? The wait time, I done seen a dude forget his whole round, like wait, like just because he was there early and got nervous watching people lose. So, like, so I get that, but okay. So let's get to this. The band series before we get to the questions. I see people. The band series and and band legacy and things of that nature. Now, I need to get your perspective on that. I do feel like there's a little bit more experimentation as far as how those things are being shot. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And then I feel like the rollout has completely changed the paradigm for battle rap. And kind of leading into us getting the app where now you don't even get battles that touch, YouTube. You know what I mean? Like you have to have that. So I want to kind of talk about that whole thing in the same context, the app and this new rollout of band and kind of how that shifted the culture. I really want to get to your thoughts on that, kind of how that started and what you guys want to get out of it. And have you guys hit your goals? I want to know, have you guys really hit your goal on that? The ambition as it was set out, is it actually like that? So,
no, there's no such thing as there's no goal with it like that would be satisfied and over with and like, oh yeah, cool, we'll just wash our hands of that. That was exactly what we meant to do. Like, we want everything to keep building, and we want everything. And band is one of those things that my team at Black Market Media is really, really proud of. Like myself, P, Ike, BC, K, all the guys.
Shout out
like
the team,
Yeah, everybody over there, Annex, custom made menace, like some of the just the most crazy talented human beings, and everybody has sacrificed to make band come out the way it did from the very start.
Right.
And so the idea of it was basically, it was just born out of what every single thing I've done is born out of, which is just me and P talking way too much and ignoring our wives and and just talking about what battle rap is missing. And at the time, there was, turnover was great, and people were live streaming all the events, and they were getting everything, but we were kind of missing. One, we were kind of missing the gritty feel. Like there was it felt like what we know battle rap to be when we show up to kind of a small event, when it's done really well, or maybe something nostalgic for an older period of battle rap, whereas like it felt a little dangerous. It felt like this is so really weird. This where the fuck are we right now? Are we in a Chinese restaurant having this battle? Like, this is great. Like, it just, everything felt like just a little bit sketchy. And we kind of wanted to bring that back. We wanted some tension back into it. So like the visual style was born out of wanting it to feel tense.
Right. That's where the experimentation comes from. Like, okay, let's make it feel as intense as possible. Like, because the first one I feel like y'all shot with Steams and Jack Boy or whatever. Were they the first one? That's That's a URL trivia question. Who is the first band battle? And the answer is Jack Boy versus Steams, right?
Well, okay, hold on. Let's be, if you want to be really, really technical
let's
about it.
Let's get to the technicalities. Yeah.
Drop the ball.
Yeah. Wait, so you said that Steams and Jack Boy was the first.
It was the same night, and it was the first one to be released. But technically,
it's Mac Mel.
Franchise and Mac Mel was because they were whatever. They were just earlier on the same bill. And again, it's the thing of the original band thing was we didn't tell anybody that either of those battles were happening. That was part of a whole other event that I think it was Henny Man's birthday, and we just reached out to him and we were like, we want to do this special thing, but you can't tell anybody. And he was like, yeah, but it'd be dope if I told people. Like, no, like, I promise, there's a reason. Don't tell anybody. So they had this huge event with 15 battles or something, and out of nowhere we just changed the lighting a little bit and changed the cameras a little bit, and these two completely unannounced battles just happened right in the middle of it, and you can see the energy that came off of that crowd, that all of a sudden, like, these two really dope battles were happening out of nowhere.
Yeah, because Debo was hyped. Was Debo there? Because I think Debo was there. He did an interview after he was hyped. He wanted to say like,
maybe.
Yeah, because he was telling me, like, I just seen some battles. I can't say the names, but y'all gonna be really excited. Debo, I remember. Listen, I watch everything. I think it was Debo for sure. Like,
yeah. You're probably right.
Well, because I think people liked it because when y'all first started doing it, it was like immediately people liked it because it was like that, like word of mouth, like, and everybody. But see, here's the thing though: social media, everything. And I'm gonna address this, and there's gonna be a lot of people that stand up and clap, man. For a while before this media thing, or like people, really going to events and really reporting on stuff, people used to lie about battle out, like lie, like what? Nah, he 30, it was 3-0, it was crazy, like nah, and then it come out, it was, you know what I mean? So, but like, how did it feel restoring that feeling back of like, yo, you really don't know what happened, like 12 battles that might have shifted how you look at a battle, it just happened. Like what was the initial response?
It was beautiful, man. It was the initial response was crazy. Like, because I don't know if you remember, like what we did first was we just kind of snuck it out there. Like, just we started just on the Instagram channel and on like a few other outlets. Like we just like put the logo up. It would just say band. Or, we'd have that computer voice just say a little thing and then drop away. And it was great to like tease that out because we didn't even tell Hangman. I don't think at the time we knew we were going to call it band. We just knew we were going to call it something. And it was afterwards when we came up with that. So like nobody could even answer. I remember Henny talked to me about it. He was like, I saw this stuff start coming out with the word band on it, but I didn't even know that was the stuff y'all filmed at my birthday.
Oh, wait a minute.
Or he didn't even have the inside information.
Oh,
so we just started sneaking that out, and people just started getting fired up. And at a certain point, Beasley kind of called me and P, and he was like, "You got to get the battle out right now. You got to get the battle out right now because people are way too excited." And if like he hadn't seen the battle yet, and he was like, "If it doesn't meet expectations, then they're gonna be mad at us." Blah, 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 blah. He's just get the damn thing out and stop promoting it. Like, okay, no problem.
Why you make Beasley sound like Ike Turner when he was telling Tina to get in the damn car? Get in the damn car. Wait, JB, I need it right now. People going crazy. Like
hey, wasn't that Jack Boy Maine first battle since the Young Cannon thing when everybody was almost like giving out on him?
That was, and then he did the
that was like a resurrection of Jack Boy.
Yeah, he did the shirtless pause if necessary roll out, right?
I mean, fuck the Yankees, fuck the Nets, fuck the yeah.
And just so you know, that was us too. Like that was me and P were standing in the parking lot, getting ready for the event, and Jack pulls up with some girl driving the car. He hops out the car and he's shirtless and he's got all that deep vein thrombosis.
Yeah, he's fucking veiny, sinewy, crazy looking, random body. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
shout out to Jack Boy, man. Jack. Yeah. Call me Jack. We gotta talk, nigga. But go ahead,
so he's just looking like that. Like he hopped out of the car looking like that. Right. Red rag. Everything just looking, looking.
Jack Boy really walks around. People. He walks around like that for real. Like
that's what he looks like. That's more what he looks like than what people knew of him to look like in a battle. Like that's how he actually looks. And immediately both of us were like he went to go put a shirt on right then. We were like, nah, just leave it like that. And he was like, "Where's the mic gonna go?" And we figured out that because he's wearing the rag around his neck, that I could put the mic, that I could run it through his flag. So and that was the birthplace of the whole aesthetic. Yeah, like this is gonna look crazy under this spotlight. Yeah,
that's different. Yeah. That's different, man. Wow. Okay. Let me do this. Shout out to people that's listening now and everything. We got JB on, a visual content director for the Ultimate Rap League. Now I gotta put a nice little polished veneer on it because we got deals and things of that nature now, and got different visibility and eyes on everything. Let me ask this: are we still gonna get the same sort of shooting? Is there access to more resources? Like, how does this? I mean, how do you feel as the person that is in charge of the visual aspect of things with the caffeine thing happening in the deal? Like, how do you feel about that, your position? Like, I
feel really, really positive about it because I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like when Chico called me and told me about Drake's interest and about this caffeine thing, immediately my concern was protecting the Smack brand and the Smack aesthetic and battle rap in general, because my I'm one of those people who just has really not liked every other time that money has, like, big money has come in and tried to be a part of battle rap. They always do something really corny.
Talk that shit.
It ends up looking like an award show, or it looks weird. You know what I mean? Like, we're just sacrificing things that we already know and love over the years by people who put crazy work in. I mean, Smack was the guy with the camera in the early days, and then you're talking about all the work that my guy Twiz put in for years and years to make this something, to develop the visuals that we know and love. So I was immediately wary of whether or not they were going to come in and tell us what it needed to look like or how it needed to be done.
So in my head right now, I just want to let you know what's happening in my brain. You in there with the executives, they come in suit and tie. You with Smack, you know what I'm saying, with the chain on, you know what I mean? Whatever, Beasley in there, and you just sitting there, arms folded, like, what they about to tell me I'm about to censor? Like, was it like that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, was it, y'all went up there on some, like, yo, like, y'all not about to tell us, because this is art, we were protective about this culture, right? So,
yeah, absolutely.
Really, was that the vibe beforehand? Like, look, we're not going to concede what this content is. Like you know, or was it like, all right, we're ready
I'll put it like
talk.
this. I'll put it like this.
Yeah.
I was very prepared to be like that. I was very prepared to be like the stubborn guy you got to convince that you're not going to fuck this up for us. But their energy, like their whole team came in so reverent of the culture. Like they're not battle rap heads, right? They're like technology people, right? So they came in like, what do you need from us? Like, what can we do for you? Like, is there anything you feel like, if what's your dream? Like, if you could have it be like this, if you could just whatever, if you had a blank check, or if you had, you know, if you had one wish, like, what would you add to battle rap production? Like, that was what they came in with.
That's crazy, man. Hold on,
like,
JB.
And
I was still hold on, JB. JB, slow down, JB.
Yeah, but I mean,
hold
go
on,
back and
JB.
watch this show, or go back and watch this event that was
go
done by
fucking
these
JB.
other people with money, and see how they ruined it, and promise you're not going to ruin it. Like, I was still kind of intense about it. And they're like, yeah, we'll watch it. And then they call me back like, yeah, that wasn't very good. Like, we like what you do. Cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they were
JB,
not trying to
listen,
mess
man.
it up. They were just
you gotta
trying to
relax.
see if they could add.
You gotta relax.
Hold on, because
I
don't think he's able to hear you. You can't hear Cole on the other side here. He's trying to get a question in.
My bad. It's a little quiet.
Hey,
coming out of
JB,
my
bad. Listen,
speaker, but
my
go
bad.
ahead,
I know you taking off, big bro, but you gotta slow down one time, because the fans was really going crazy. They thought they was gonna take the coach we love so much and do all type of other things. But listen, it was almost a riot, man. Like, when it was like, oh, caffeine this, caffeine that. So when we seen that first little episode, we like, oh yeah, they kept that authenticity in there. They kept it real how we like it. We seen that face off the other night when they was cursing like they was. Because if you see it, Geechee was kind of still holding back. Like, damn, do I curse? But once Twerk turned up, then Geechee turned up. I'm like, oh yeah, they still got the S's in there. So that's good you explaining that to us, because these questions, you clearing up a lot of questions the fans have.
And the fact that you started it off with, like, look, bro, before y'all getting these bags, I done shot 30 for 30s. It's just yo, bro. Like, I think people need to hear this type of stuff. So anyway,
that's crazy.
So you get to the point where it's like, all right, if you had wish lists, if you had like a things that you wanted to improve, like, how can we best bolster what you already do well? That was the vibe, right?
Right.
With these
immediately.
people.
That was their whole energy.
Perfect.
They were not trying to tell us what to do.
Perfect.
Like, they didn't want to take over directing. They were like, is it you, or is it Avocado, or do you guys just want to decide yourselves? And we're like, oh, we thought you were gonna. Okay, cool. Like, we'll figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, that was the energy immediately from them. They weren't trying to tell us what to do.
Right.
Which is beautiful.
So let me do this, JB. I appreciate your time and everything like that. If you have a little bit more, there are people that would like to address you, have questions of their own, and everything like that, and I would like to get them on. Do you have a little bit of time?
Yeah. I can give y'all a little bit more time. Absolutely.
Perfect,
I'm having
man.
a good
Perfect.
time.
I'm appreciating this because I'm learning stuff. This is informative.
Me as well, man.
You know what I mean?
Well.
And I also did post JB's Twitter for everybody. It's just it's at Rap Battlecast. All right, just those words put together. It's on Twitter right now, so follow him and everything like that. He's active on here. I mean, you were posting a bunch of stuff. The Crucible, very interesting name for a situation. But yeah. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna get people on. Shout out to Battle Rap Q. I'm gonna get him on first. Shout out to Brooklyn. Battle Rap Q, what up?
Yo, what's good, guys? What's going on?
Good?
Q, what up?
What's going on, man? First and foremost, bro, salute to your work, man, because like you said, bro, ain't no iron team, but 2 eyes and limitless. And you guys been pushing that pace, man. Salute, for real, for real. I respect
I
it, man.
appreciate that. Thank you, my guy. Yeah, I really appreciate that.
But JB, I want to ask you though, because you and Mr. Said y'all got game changing. What are we talking about? Could you shed a little light on that?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. There's a few things that are already like planned out, funded. A few things that are already shot. A few things that are already uploaded to the app. That literally, if you guys just put a little pressure on my bosses, like they'll release it.
What you mean, JB? You got it in the touch, nigga. That's what we doing.
Talk to him, Q. But they respond. I'm telling you, they respond to the fans telling them what they want, and there's some very special things that that I even jumped out the window and funded a little something completely by myself. I ran off by myself with a little bit of money that I had saved up and my cameras and my crew and shot a few things just because I wanted to do it without anyone talking to me about it or talking me out of it. And I shot the thing, funded the thing, and then handed it over. So there's a few things like that. And then y'all
teetering that line, JB. We try. Yeah, I mean, you got listeners. We trying to figure out what y'all was going into, man.
No, I understand. I'm trying to like tease it out without giving away without giving it away completely.
Hey, JB.
Go ahead.
Hey, with my boy Q going into the production, how did y'all get into that Suit Surf? I'm just asking bag. Like,
oh yeah,
that's fire. That's really fire, JB.
Yeah, that's really something that was developed through some phone conversations with me and Surf and Beasley.
Nice.
Surf was doing what he was doing on his IG, and we saw it, and it was great. But like, Surf has so much personality. Like, I shot. I was in New York and filmed the Face Off with him and Reed, and then we immediately like changed the cameras and the lighting around and did the press conference with
him and
Lux.
Wow.
Like right after that. And bro, he did that all in one breath. You know what I mean? Wow. Like he did that all.
Wow. Gotta be working,
with chips in between. I don't know how.
It's the wave, man.
Yeah.
Oh, the Lays was like part of the strategy.
It was part of it? All right. See, this is the type of shit I need to know. He came up there with a bag of chips. I'm mad.
That was fully like an intentional decision. Like my assistant, like I got a camera assistant, and she came up to him and she was like, "Oh, I can take those chips from you, so they're not in the shot." And he said, "Oh no, honey, I need these. Like this is funny."
Let's go,
Surf is different. He's a different guy.
Just wanted it. Wow. He wanted it to come off like I'm so confident, and I so don't give a fuck about you that I'm about to eat this bag of plain Lays. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
that's crazy. I'm like, where did he find that dirty ass bag of chips? But go ahead.
I don't know.
And what's crazy, JB, visually for the fans, we was like, God damn, he is dancing on you and disrespecting you with these chips. Like, how you damn, Reed? Like, that's crazy. Yeah. That was part of the plan. But all right,
bro, his stuff is intentional. So nice. when he's like, people don't know, he might be the most thinking human in battle rap. Like, he is just always thinking and thinking and thinking. That's why he's so quick. That's why he's so quick. I believe you.
So JB, being that, and I don't mean to cut you off, JB, but being that you're around these guys so much, who else do you see that have that kind of talent that do it all? Like this guy right here, I can film and get great work out of him outside of Surf.
Question. Excellent fucking question. Wow.
An easy one is Glue Easy. Like Glue, absolutely. Like that dude. Have you ever seen like he?
Oh, wait a minute.
Huh?
Lost JB. Go ahead. JB, go ahead. You said what?
I think it cut a little bit.
I think he might have cut off. Yeah. JB.
We getting them facts now, though, Q.
Yeah, we get
facts,
Q. That's an excellent question. That was. I think that's a great question. The thing about this is that it does, when you start to think about it, this is the other part of the battle rap stuff, right? Like this is beyond just the
the rapping
you know
portion,
what I mean?
like you was talking about earlier. Yeah, it plays so much more into it.
It does.
Just to think that Surf used the chips.
The fact that he knowingly did the chip angle is crazy. Like JB, if you're talking, we cannot hear you. We're gonna try to get you back up. I don't know. You might have gotten a phone call or something like that. If wifey's yelling at you, I understand them bags. I do.
He got a mic down, Tone, and then I'll go back in because he may be like he's in the room.
Yeah.
But after that call, it's gonna jam him up a bit.
All right. So,
But honestly, I'll say this, and I know he's probably gonna jump in soon, but there's a lot of other battle rappers that said that too. Like Louisi's a funny guy. Like
Joe. Yeah, Louisi do got personality. That's why. Listen, that's why as much as you think Louisi lost, it's like he ain't lost. He's still around because his personality is crazy, bro. He's funny.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you. We got you
right now.
All right,
my apologies. That was a phone call. Phone call came in.
It's all
KD.
good.
Shout out to KD.
Oh yeah, shout out to KD.
Shout out KD.
Another unsung hero of what's going on. But
bro, half the things we accomplished would not have occurred in the last 2 years if KD hadn't been involved.
Got a whole gang out there.
KD is the backbone of the company. Make no mistake about that.
Shout out to KD. That's a fact, man. But you were saying Glueasy, you find to be, very good on the camera and all that.
Bro, Glueasy is one of the quickest people in battle rap. Like he goes on Twitter just to see if people will troll him so he can just crush their self-confidence and then move on with his day.
Wow.
Like that's his thing. And he's like that if you're talking to him too. Like do not get into like an insult competition with him. Like he will have you laughing at yourself. Like, if I could, I would definitely make something like I made with Surf, not the same kind of thing, but something that's surrounding his like personality. I would absolutely do that. And I'm trying to figure out what that is now.
It gotta be something with like food, like some hot food challenge.
You just saying that because he looks like Action Bronson.
I don't know. Listen, man. Listen, now don't get me to making joke. Because listen, I'm not gonna joke on a man who had to spend his life as a ginger kid with freckles. Like he got jokes on deck. Like what? He's armed to the teeth. Like
absolutely,
they've been joking about him all his life.
Run through a fence.
Definitely tipped up with some shit like that. So JB, just last question, and I'll let you go. I know a lot of people waiting, but just real quick, like, how do you guys choose who shoot what though when it comes to like the different events and the stuff y'all be having going on? Are you at every? Because I know you oversee a lot of different things. So are you shooting specifically? Is it just Albo? Like I know y'all got a team, but how do y'all go about that? I think his joint.
That's a great.
Oh, he's muted, Tone.
Well, he's muted. He's muted.
He got that call. His phone.
Yeah, he going through
changes.
Yeah, I know how that go. JB, we got you. JB,
you got me.
Yeah, got you now. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Oh, my fault, JB. So I was just asking, like, how do you guys go about who shoot what events and how y'all, who goes where? Because I know it's a whole team and you guys, work together. But how do you? Like, what events are you going to say, I got Gnome or Avo got this? Like, how do you go about that?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, how it works is for the big events, I'm going to oversee the audio because that's not Avocado's specialty. And I have a way longer history, as I was saying before, in audio production. So Smack, like, I don't know if you guys remember, what was it, Initiation? Was that the one out in LA where the mics went crazy?
Oh yeah, that was Initiation.
Like Smack, like I wasn't there for that, right? That was the first battle battle event in a really long time that I wasn't the guy doing the audio. And then the next thing after that was Summer Madness, and Smack came up to me like, 2 days before Summer Madness in Vegas, and he was like, I need you to do sound every single time. That I was like, cool, boss. Like, no problem. So that is.
No doubt, man. Hey, Tone, thanks again, man. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, no, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, Q, for jumping in and asking some pretty dope questions, man. Definitely. All right.
Look how Brooklyn threw. Every time he come through, he got good questions, good answers, and a good view. Salute Q.
That was fire. Yeah, there's a math remix. I'll never do that again. I was trash. Yo, wait, hold on. JB, hold on. Do we still got JB?
Can y'all hear me?
I got you loud and clear. That's a fact.
Here's the unfortunate situation. The reason why my phone keeps cutting out is because Smack and Beasley are on the other line. And they need me on some kind of conference call.
Okay,
right away. So
that is literally the only acceptable answer. That is the only acceptable reason to just dump it. That is. Shout out to Smack and Beasley. Yeah, go do whatever you about to do is about to be cool. So I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you for your time.
Thank y'all for having me on. Thank you very much for having me on. I apologize for having to cut it short.
Nah, man, you gave us a lot of material, and salute to you, bro.
Let's do this again soon.
We will. All right, till next time.
All right, gentlemen. Cheers.
Salute.
No doubt. Yo, shout out to JB. JB is actually from the Midwest too. Shout out to Midwest, Kansas City, and all that as well. I think that was enlightening. It was. You know what I mean?
Hey, Tone. Hey, Smack his JB with that. Hey, Sean, I hear you on Black Compass. You need to hold it down,
Hold it down, Sean. You get your son or son? Your son.
Son,
son, you got a JB, son. Like, you got a son. Could you imagine? I can't. A lecture from Smack and Beasley has to be critical.
Hey, JB, what are you doing?
JB, when I see you. What is. And Sean, like, and then you got Pete, huh?
Hey, Sean.
Like, he's different.
And you got Norris. What is this guy doing?
What is this guy? I don't understand this guy. No, I don't know if Norris is Italian or Hispanic. I don't know. I don't get this guy. I don't get this guy. I don't get this guy. Ask Norbs who he thinks is trash and let him explain to you why he's trash. Because that shit.
He's good.
This guy, I mean, he gets up there, he says stuff. I just don't think. You know what? I'm gonna be nice. It's not for me. Like Norbs will do that.
Nah, you do that. To be honest, he's not that good.
And then later he'd be like, he's trash. He's really not. He's not good, Tone. You know how many people I thought was good? Norbs would be like,
Norbs a crushing nigga.
He's terrible. Bro. He's terrible. And then he'll give you 5 reasons why. And if you really like want to pull back the curtain of why, he'll make don't do it. Don't do it.
If you're an upcoming battle rapper, leave your opinion from Norbs.
Leave it alone. Norbs been doing this shit for a while. First of all, he was dirty. I don't know what. He was 15 minutes late. Dirty. Filthy. He comes up there rhyming. It's a lot of shit I heard before. Immediately. The first round I was gone.
This guy thinks he deserves another battle.
Yeah, this guy. Hey, yo, shout out to the culture, man. We having fun up here, man. There is going to be a whole show with the Click and team in not even 30 minutes. Now, a lot of people saying like, man, you full of shit. But niggas, I'm getting texts, nigga.
Whole Click and team, nigga. We bang, nigga.
Whole
Black Compass Discord gang members.
All right, I'm a civilian. I'm a citizen.
I got too fast.
I pay tax. I didn't even did my tax. Yo, chill out, man. Don't none of that flexing until nigga do his taxes. Like, I don't know.
My bad, Tone. I got ahead of myself. Yeah,
it's all good, man. Black Compass Media, Tone Bro, Cola. Shout out to JB.
Salute.
Yo, man, we up out of here, man. Till next time. Peace.